Cumberland Island is located just off the coast of St. Mary's, Georgia, and is about 10 miles away from Florida. It is Georgia's largest barrier island and is not part of Georgia's Golden Isle. 90% of Cumberland Island is part of the National Seashore, which means that most of the island is maintained by the federal government. The Carnegie family bought Cumberland Island in the 1880s. This family was very rich and bought the island as a vacation spot for Thomas and Lucy Carnegie. They were probably the richest people in Georgia at the time. A large part of the Dungeness Historic District was Dungeness, a Queen Anne-style mansion that was built for Thomas and Lucy's daughter's wedding. The mansion was finished in 1886 after Thomas Carnegie's death. The mansion had 59 rooms and Lucy continued to live in it until her death in 1913. The Dungeness Castle burned down in 1959, but many ruins remain. The Carnegie family built many other vacation homes, including Plum Orchard, which has 125 rooms and 22,000 square feet. Plum Orchard was finished in 1907. It was deeded to the National Seashore in 1977. The first African Baptist church was built on Cumberland Island in 1893, but was rebuilt in the 1930s. It was established for the black workers that lived on the island. It was the site of the September 1996 wedding of John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette. Many different types of people have lived on the island, including Native Americans, who lived on the island in the 17th century. Next was the Spanish soldiers who built missionaries on the island and stayed there from 1566 to 1681. The British soldiers came next, led by James Oglethorpe. The only known forts built by these people are Fort St. Andrews and Fort William, which have no known remains. Black workers came to the island in 1786 during the plantation era. Nathaniel Greene acquired most of the island through a business deal, and with his new land, he bought black workers who would eventually leave the island in 1913. There are 3 different types of land on the island, including saltwater marshes, which are home to alligators and other saltwater creatures. Another is the island's beautiful maritime forests, which have stunning trees and interesting wildlife. The last type of land is the beautiful beaches that surround the island's shore. These beaches are home to diverse marine life and pretty scenery. There is a lot of beautiful wildlife that inhabits the island, including the loggerhead sea turtle, wild horses, different kinds of birds, armadillos, alligators, and feral hogs. You can find all of this wildlife on the grounds of the Grayfield Inn, the island's only hotel. The Grayfield Inn is $475 per night, but it pays for all of your tours and meals, excluding the Land and Legacies tour. You can also camp on the island for free on designated camping grounds. The only way to access the island is through ferry boat. The ferry boat leaves at 7:45 a.m. and 11 o'clock a.m. The Land and Legacies tour is $15 per person, and it includes a tour around the island, historical landmarks, and wilderness information. The tour is not a walking tour, but instead a van takes you to all of your destinations.